Hello guys, my name is 711 and um welcome to the ninth week of the Pokemon Battle Association. This week we are battling um Noah, and if you look at his team, guys, he has a Talonflame, which I'm kind of scared about, and he has Mew, which can remove hazards with Defog. And I am starting to get sick, so hopefully you guys just bear with me. But if you look at my team, I brought a whole team of Pokemon that were not around before. There's Volcanion, Spiritomb, Golem, and Azelf, Snorlax, and Skarmory. So let's just get on with this battle here. He also has the Miltank, which can like never die essentially. If you EV him right. So he leads off with the Cobalion, like I kind of figured that he would. And so here is Skarmory. So he goes for the Volt Switch right away. I kind of predicted that to happen. But Cobalion and Golem don't match up all that well together. So I decided to just take the Volt Switch, and in comes Talonflame. Now, I get to set up my rocks here, and I figured that he wasn't going to go straight for the kill. He could be setting up, I wasn't sure. I decided to go right for the Whirlwind as he U-turns, so a couple Pokemon here are going to get hurt by Stealth Rock. And he brings in Mew here, and that's kind of good for me because I want these hazards to stay up for as long as I can. And so there's the Whirlwind, and in comes Klefki. Now, I do not have a lot of experience with Klefki, and so I do know that Klefkis like to, I know they like to put up screens, and I know that they like to paralyze things with Thunder Wave. So I brought in Golem here, and Golem is going to eat up this Thunder Wave nice and easily, and he sets up a Reflect, which is quite smart. And I kind of figured that would happen, so I start Power Up Punching, and as you can see, that doesn't do all that much despite it being a critical hit, so that's not good. He withdraws, and in comes Salamence at this point, and I kind of figured that he would set up the other screen, but that didn't happen. So I do go for the Earthquake here, and of course that does nothing to Salamence. And so Salamence goes for Earthquake here. That does a good amount of damage. I see that he is a Life Orb Salamence, and here's the Rock Slide. Now Rock Slide is going to not kill because of the Reflect, but then Sucker Punch Golem is going to pick up the first kill in this battle. So down goes the Life Orb Salamence. Now here's Cobalion, and I'm scared about Cobalion. He does a lot of damage to my team, and so I was hard predicting the close combat or Secret Sword, whatever. So I bring in Spiritomb here to take a fighting type move, but he actually goes for Iron Head. And so I guess Skarmory would have been the best switch in here. Yeah, Skarmory would have been the best switch in here, so I have Spiritomb here. So he goes for Swords Dance, and I go for Will-O-Wisp, and so that neutralizes Cobalion a good bit. Now, the smart play here would be to Volt Switch out, but he wants to get rid of the Spiritomb because I think that his Miltank was Thick Fat, possibly, for the Volcanion, which means that Spiritomb can have a field day against Miltank. So anyway, here's Spiritomb here. I did burn it, and I have Infestation racking up some damage. And so there's an Iron Head that does a fair amount of damage. Here's another Infestation. The moveset on Spiritomb was Infestation, Will-O-Wisp, Rock Tomb, and Pain Split. Rock Tomb was obviously for the Talonflame and can slow things down whenever they come in. So after this Iron Head and the Reflect War off there, I get to get a Pain Split off, and that does help a bit. It really does help a bit. And I decide at this point to go for the Rock Tomb, I believe. So Cobalion is getting lots and lots of residual damage between Burn and Infestation, but he does have the leftovers, which is why he's still alive. So there's the Volt Switch, and in comes Talonflame. That's right. So Talonflame gets a lot of damage from Stealth Rock here, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And there's an Infestation to take Talonflame under half. So I decide to click Rock Tomb here in case the Talonflame stays in and sets up a Swords Dance or something, or if it goes for a Will-O-Wisp of its own. Excuse me. And so in comes Mew, and he knows that Mew can remove these Stealth Rocks. So that was a pretty good play on Noah's part. I really don't like battling against a Mew, but you know what, sometimes you just have to do that. And so here's Mew. And Spiritomb here. I went for the Infestation, I believe. But Knockoff is just going to take out Spiritomb. Spiritomb goes down. It's a 5-5 battle. And in hindsight, I think that Snorlax with Crunch would probably be the best Pokemon to bring in right now. But I did not. I went for Skarmory to keep the hazards up. So I go for an Icy Wind. And that's going to lower Mew's speed even more as he goes for a Defog. Now, as long as he's living hits from Skarmory, it really doesn't matter that Skarmory's faster. And I do realize that. So I do set up my Stealth Rock here, and then Mew is going to be able to go for a knockoff and get rid of my my Skarmory's leftovers. So there's a knockoff, and that's not good for me, because that means that Skarmory can't live as long anymore. So Mew goes for the Defog one more time, and gets rid of those Stealth Rock that I set up, and I Whirlwind Mew out. And this is really unfortunate for me that Talonflame came in. I would have loved practically anything else to have come in other than Talonflame. Talonflame goes straight for the Flare Blitz, and that easily takes out Skarmory. So down goes Skarmory, and that means that there are no more rocks. It means that Talonflame can put in a lot of work. So here is this guy. Seeing that he switched there pretty much means that this Talonflame is Choice Banded. And I go for the Flame Charge as Mew comes in. And that does very little damage. And so there's a Flame Charge. I'm Naive Nature, max speed. And so Volcanion is incredibly fast right now. I do get a little bit of luck. We're pretty far into this battle, and I finally get some hacks on my side. Air Balloon Pops didn't really matter much, but that gives me the chance here to kill this Mew. Now, actually, Mew switches, but I'm exceedingly fast right now. And so, in comes the Klefki, and I go for a Flame Charge because nothing really wanted to take a Flame Charge except for Miltank, I suppose. But I was going to kill anyway with Steam Eruption. I forgot that this thing paralyzes things, so that was really unfortunate. And I get a paralysis. These 3 turns in a row are like really bad for me, because there are 2 paralyses in a row. And I decided to switch here and go into Golem as Klefki goes straight for the foul play and takes out Golem. So that was a really, really bad 3 turns in a row for me, because 2 paralyses in a row was pretty rough, and then losing Golem. I mean, Golem wasn't going to do a whole lot, but he could have hit the Mew. Oh well. So here's Miltank now, and I went for a Flame Charge to potentially take out Klefki, if I was lucky. I think I needed a high roll maybe, but that didn't happen. As you see, Miltank easily eats that up. So I am led to believe, as Cobalion loses its burn from the heal bell, I'm led to believe that this thing is thick fat. This is a thick fat Miltank, and he sets up the Stealth Rock, and I go for a Steam Eruption here, and watch this. I get another burn. So this is kind of lucky for me, because it does force the Miltank to keep healing itself as Volcanion keeps getting the opportunity to attack, while Miltank keeps healing, or being a cleric. So there's another burn, and so I'm 3 for 3 on burns, which is kind of lucky on my part. But then again, Noah did get 2 paralysis, 2 full paras, so I think that this battle is a little bit, just a little bit in favor of Noah as far as hacks goes, at least for now. So there's finally a Steam Eruption with no burn. Oh, it's already burned, never mind. I realized that Steam Eruption only has 8 PP, and I used at least 3 already, so I decided to switch and preserve for now. And so Milton goes right for the milk drink, so Snorlax comes in pretty much for free. Now this Snorlax has the Chople Berry in case I needed to take a close combat. Then I can just Earthquake and get rid of this Cobalion. So there's a heal bell, and that's going to heal the burn from Miltank. And so we are at a body slam fest between 2 Pokemon that are super fat, Snorlax and Miltank. So Miltank goes for body slam, I go for body slam, nobody is getting paralysis, and so after another body slam from the Miltank, I go for body slam myself and then rest after that. My plan was to stall out Miltank's milk drinks and body slams, because at this point in the game Golem was already gone, so I couldn't power up punch on this thing, and I was unable to really hurt Miltank all that threateningly. So hopefully Snorlax would be able to just stall out Miltank's body slams and milk drinks. So that was basically the plan here. Volcanion is paralyzed in the back, and so this isn't really looking like a good matchup for me right now. So hopefully that's all I can hope for right now. So there's another body slam, and I do wake up this turn. There's the body slam, and I did a calculation to see if I could live another body slam, and by the calculation I would live on 15 unless I got a crit, and look at that, he got a critical hit. So that was really detrimental to any chance of me winning this game. So now back in comes Volcanion, and so here comes another body slam, and what do you know, he gets back-to-back critical hits. So there's just all these crits on Noah's side. One of them really mattered because I was about to rest, but I got critted. And so here comes one more body slam. And I live on 1. Volcanion just really wants to hang in there. I love using Volcanion, and that's one of the reasons why. I get a critical hit, but that doesn't matter whatsoever. And from here, it looks like Talonflame can easily come in because there are no rocks, and Talonflame can just Brave Bird through the rest of this game. Now, there's one, and Talonflame just has a tiny bit of health left. Choice Scarf itself is extremely fast, but does not have priority for this Talonflame. And so one more Brave Bird is going to take out the Azelf, but also the recoil is going to take out the Talonflame. So it's actually a 3-0 loss. So there were a good number of critical hits in this battle, and there were a good number of burns from Steam Eruption, but what ended up happening is Noah's crits kind of mattered a little bit more than mine did, and the double paralysis on Volcanion was really hurtful as well. And so both sides got a lot of hacks, but I'm going to say that I got hacked a little bit more so, and that's ultimately what gave Noah the W this week. So for week 9, I am now 6-3, and so thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment on this video, and share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys later. Peace.